Rebellious Joy, I forgot. I don't feel well today. I have an upper respiratory infection. Doctor says I should feel better in 2 days. If you don't know me, my name is Keisha. I am on a joy journey after experiencing loss, sadness, depression, all the things. I lost my husband in May, which is bringing back feelings of losing my son's father in 2009. And then remembering that losing my grandmother in January and my husband in May is not two different decades. They feel so far apart from each other, but I had to remind myself that happened this year. Anyway, I just left Publix and I got my medicine. I got some ingredients to make soup. And I'm, being a little reflective today. Sometimes when I post, I feel foolish. I feel like, it's like, girl, who cares? Move on. Go to therapy, go lay down, go fix yourself by yourself. And of course, there's that, right? I'm sure that there are thoughts like that. But I'm also sure that there's the opposite feeling. I know there's the opposite feeling. So, excuse me. People have actually reached out to me, which is nice. I continue to post even though I feel foolish because one, it's therapeutic for me to be able to talk about it. And two, I just assumed somebody would find some help from it, right? I didn't know who. I have gotten calls, texts, DMs. I got stopped in person at Publix from a lady that works there. I hope she watches this because I love her so, so much. She knows who I'm talking about. There's one specific lady in the bakery. You know who you are. But I got a DM about a long-term friend who has been going through serious health conditions and loss as well. And I can't imagine, you would think if you experience loss, you understand all loss, but that's not true. Loss is different for everybody. How we deal with it is different. I received a DM from a widow who lost her husband, a widower, that's the male version, who lost his wife, and then most recently a widow who lost her second spouse, much like myself, and was expressing her anger. So mad, and I get it, so mad. Like, for me, I can't speak for her or anybody else. For me, it's like, God, I did what I thought you told me to do. What I know you told me to do. Because when I think back and the prayers and the questions and the confirmation, it's like I did what you told me to do. And, I prayed and begged for my husband's health and healing, and it didn't happen. And so if, God, if you see that fit for him, it's like, but why do you see it fit for me to go through 2 losses? It's very hard and very heavy. And to hold my son's hand at 2 funerals. One for his father. And I'm going to do my best not to cry because when I talk about some of this stuff, it's a little too heavy, which says to me that there are certain things I'm not ready to talk about. Take a beat. The first funeral, to hold his hand for his father, as a mother, is just... I wish there was a different phrase or word than very difficult, because that's not it. I'm going to have to get a thesaurus and figure out what's past, way beyond very difficult. And then to have him literally hold me up at my husband's funeral. Like, I feel like my husband didn't deserve the hell he had to live. I don't deserve to have to go through 2 losses. My son doesn't have to deserve to go through 2 losses and support his mother. All right, so I'm gonna go off on a tangent that's gonna have me wind up crying, and I don't feel like it. I don't feel like crying. My therapist told me one time, she's like, cry when you feel like crying. And I told her, I don't have time. I have other things to do. And she said, do you schedule when to cry? Sometimes I tell myself, no, we'll just cry later because right now we have things to do. Anyway, I am grateful for the people that have reached out because it kind of just tells me to keep going, keep sharing. It is a very lonely place to grieve. It is very lonely. If you don't know if you don't know anybody that you feel like is depressed or has gone through any kind of loss, you can feel alone. If you know people that have gone through loss, but not your flavor of loss, that can be very lonely. I felt very alone when my son's father passed. I was 23. I didn't know anybody who lost a spouse. And now at 39, I don't know a widow my age. I don't know a widow my age that has gone through what I've been through in the past year and 8 months and prior, and have also lost her son's father. It is encouraging for me when you all reach out and say, hey, I've had this experience. It does make me feel less alone. I didn't know that I was going to get that through sharing this. And I am glad through sharing this that you all are also getting something. Anyway, I feel like I could just go on a tangent and just run my mouth, but I'm not going to do that. I still have faith in God. I have to remember in Ephesians, I can't remember book and chapter. I can't remember chapter and verse. Ephesians, be angry but sin not. God knows that we have feelings. He knows that we'll get angry. So we can be angry but sin not. And I have been angry with God. I don't think I'm as angry right now. I'm a little mad. I'm a little mad. But I still have faith. I still believe in him. I still trust in him. I still trust that his understanding is greater than mine. And I'm going to keep pressing forward. And I see God every day showing me, I'm here with you. I'm here with you. And that's beautiful. And so if you're in a dark place, you're like, but where? Because I was there. I was like, where is he? Where are you? Oh, but he's right there. Excuse me. I said I was sick. He's right there all the time. In the madness, in the midst of the tears. I mean, if you look at previous videos, certain unexpected things that happened to and for me, I don't believe in coincidence. That was God. God was the one that said, hey, call her up on stage so she can be a part of the murder mystery. God was the one that sent me 2 cats to pet. God was the one that sent me the horses and the one that stopped by the fence. God was the one. God was the one that sent me Sherry to do the flower picking on her farm and for her to be so sweet and so God-centered. God was the one. So I'm trying to be intentional about seeing him in all of you and in all of the things. So yeah, Rebellious Joy Day something. I'll figure it out by the time I post this. I'm about to go make some chicken soup. If you want to see my chicken soup, I'll show it to you. I used to do cooking videos. I like stuff like that. And yeah, Rebellious Joy. We're rebelling against the nonsense and we're having joy anyway. I love y'all. I mean it. I really hope that you all find joy. Tell me what you're doing to find your joy. I'd love to hear about it.